Hello everyone. I just thought I'd like to come on and say a few things today. I sure have been missing everything that's been going on. We've been doing a little bit of self-isolating and taking care of ourselves, and I've been taking care of my family. I'm standing out in my backyard, front yard, for the very first time. This is the first time since I've come home that I've walked down this sidewalk. It's pretty special. I wanted to talk to you about how we take care of ourselves. It's pretty important. What led to me in this situation is I wasn't taking care of myself for, I'd say, about eight years. It's kind of a sad thing to think about, that every 4 years I wound up in the hospital until I lost part of my leg. I enjoyed drinking a lot. I enjoyed smoking. To me, it was like, those are the things that I really enjoyed because they were my only, like vice or anything, the only thing I ever did. And so, aside from the fact that everything I did was to take care of my family, I felt like I enjoyed a little something. But being diabetic, that's what led me down a downward spiral. I didn't listen to my doctors very much. I just assumed that I knew what was best. I ended up with one of my medications. Every time I took it, I would get sick. I would wind up very ill, and eventually it made my kidneys not work right. So I figured, forget this product, forget taking care of this and that and the other thing. I'm just going to eat right and do what I can. And I did that for a lot of years. I went into the doctor because my foot had swollen. After a long period of me taking care of a wound, and I did take very good care of it, but eventually the infection was so bad. I went in to the emergency room and I met the doctor that I saw the very first time, the surgeon that I met. I saw him for the very first time in 4 years. The last time was because an infection had eaten so much of my toe, my big toe, that the bone was exposed. It was crazy. And he and I took care of that and we got it healed. But I didn't continue. I should have continued. But would-haves, could-haves, and should-haves aren't what we're dealing with here. So I go in with a swollen foot, and he just looks at me and hangs his head. Just like, damn it, Dawn, I can't believe you did this again. And he says, well, we're going to have to we'll just take your toes. Should be fine. He woke me up after the operation, and he said, I hate to tell you this. I kept cutting on your foot, and I kept cutting and cutting and cutting, and I just kept running into more infection. It had tunneled all the way through my foot. And he said, we're going to have to, so you can maintain a level of functionality, we're going to have to take your leg below the knee. I started to cry. What else does one do when faced with something that devastating? I didn't know what to think. I was numb, and there were no thoughts in my head. And a nurse turned around. She looked at me. She said, "I know you. I've seen people like you. You got this." And I stopped crying that moment. I've cried many times since, but I never looked back at the fact that I was losing my leg, or I lost my leg. I may have been on some level mourning my loss, but I never outrightly said I was mourning that. I didn't see me as mourning that. I didn't have time to mourn. I didn't have time to think. And it was crazy. I have had so many people, by the good grace of God, everyone who has been put in my path and has helped me out has no idea how much this means to me. And I've been trying to clumsily word it to everyone. Home health care, Dr. Eason, my doctor, my surgeon, my lifesaver. He gave me a second chance at my life. Victory Prosthetics, they're helping me. They're helping me get my second chance at life and get my life back. There are so many emotions that you go through, and you will be, if you are faced with this situation, you will be a bundle of nerves. You will feel skinned alive at times, and you will feel like every nerve you have is exposed to the air, the open air, and if anybody touches it, you're gonna freak out. I've been there. I sometimes go off on my brother, and I shouldn't. He's just there trying to help me. That's another person I need to thank. He's there. Always helping me, always caring. Never looking at me once like I'm a cripple. I think the next segment, I would love to discuss the points after the waking up from the amputation. It's incredible, it's scary, and it's amazing. I just want one last thing to say, and that is, all of you, any of you facing this, I just want you to know you're not facing it alone. You've got the doctors, you've got nurses, there are peer counselors, they'll come out and see you. I also, myself, I'm posting these videos because I want everybody to know and everybody to see that they don't have to face this alone. They're not stuck. They're not stuck in a wheelchair forever. They may be stuck without a limb forever, but even that is a changing situation. You'll get your new limb. But in the meantime, do your physical therapy. Pick yourself up. Move yourself as much as you humanly possibly can. I bid you a good day and bless you all.